Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are getting this car running yet again. If you guys missed the last video, we pulled the motor out of the car because we thought we blew it up, and then we found that it was the flywheel that backed out. You guys can see here it caused some marring. Anyway, the flywheel backed out, and that was the noise we were hearing when we thought it was rod knock or a bent rod. It was just slapping the crank. So huge relief that this motor for right now is perfect. We did drain the oil to make sure that there was no metal in there. Not a single ounce of metal was in the oil. So that is a huge sigh of relief. So today we are going to be putting this motor back in the car, getting this all cleaned up, and hopefully running today. All right, after fighting getting this motor put in, we finally have it in, and it dropped straight into the motor mount holes, which is amazing. Sometimes it fights you have to wiggle the motor for it to drop in. Before we start anything else and disconnect the cherry picker, we're gonna go inside the car and make sure that the shifting works. All right, that is a very good thing. Shifting works as it should. We're gonna go ahead and get the cherry picker disconnected. I always make sure it shifts when you're at this step, because if you don't do that and something is not aligned correctly and you start assembling the whole motor and you go to start it and it doesn't shift, you have to backtrack all of your work. I've done that in the past, so now I always remember to make sure that it shifts into gear. I was worried I didn't make my cut big enough on the notch I did on the WRX subframe, because how I put the up pipe in is I dropped the subframe and then I kept putting up pipe on and then bolting the subframe up. But thankfully, it clears just enough where the up pipe will actually slide in with the motor there. So that is very, very nice. I was worried I was gonna have to get this motor back up in the air to get that up pipe in, but it bolts right up, and now we can start assembling this motor. First, we're gonna have to obviously finish up the bell housing bolts. We'll get the starter, the heater core, all of the back end is what I typically do first. And then I'll work my way up front. I'll mock up the intake manifold and then put on the engine harness and then kind of go through there. We don't really have that much left to do. This is everything that came off of the car. So really not that much, but we're gonna make sure that we do it proper, no leaks. Well, there we go. The car is 98% complete. The only thing I am missing right now is the radiator. I have that taken out because I still need to get the serpentine belt on the alternator. Reason I do not have one on right now is obviously it's not a stock belt anymore. And this one was very tight on there and I got pissed off trying to take it off. So I just cut it off, and our local O'Reilly's does not have one. So it is on order. I'll get it tomorrow morning. So that's why none of this is complete right here. But once we get that belt in, we throw on the charge pipe, radiator, burp the coolant system, and we are good to go. What is now the next day, the belt thankfully did come this morning. It's around like 8 o'clock now. So we're gonna go ahead and get the belt on the alternator, get the charge pipe, and then all we have left to do is throw fluids in. I bought some more coolant because I spilt a ton draining it. Coolant, oil, and then the car will run, and then we're gonna drop it down on the ground, move it forward so we can get this titanium exhaust on here. All right, we got the car up on all four, and it's time now to squeeze under there to put on the new, to me at least, he had it on his car for a few hundred miles, but new to me exhaust on this car. I have not ran an exhaust on this car in well over a year, so it's going to be a little bit weird, but I'm quite excited. I wonder how this titanium exhaust is going to sound with the setup that we have. If it's gonna be loud, if it's gonna be somewhat quiet, I don't know. We'll find out very, very soon here. And then Devin was so gracious and gave us his bumper cover so we can block off one of the sides that obviously the exhaust is not coming out of. So we will self-tap this. I don't know exactly how it goes on, but on the side that the exhaust is not coming out, and hopefully everything fits right up. Josh is running a different exhaust. Obviously it's a custom downpipe. So hopefully I can get under there and make this exhaust work. There we have it. The exhaust went on, no problems at all. It lined up perfectly, which is amazing. Now it is time to add our coolant and oil and start this thing up. We are now ready for our first start. again, and no knock at idle. This exhaust most definitely tamed this car down quite a bit. It still sounds amazing, don't get me wrong, and I'm sure it'll sound good under load, but it is a lot more tame than compared to my Fender exit, which was just loud and obnoxious. But I'm excited for this. Also, it doesn't really matter anyway. We do have that downpipe dump. So when we hit 25 pounds, it's just open downpipe. So when we're over 25 pounds, it's going to scream, which is amazing. But yeah, here we go, guys. This car is done. We are ahead of our deadline, I guess. We are racing in about a week and a half now. And truthfully, I don't want to touch this car until we race. I still have to put the suspension on the car because I am getting rid of the airlift. There are a few things I need to button up with this car, but I am not going to be driving this car on the street, at least doing any hard driving on this car, because I really want this car to live for the track. I think we will be putting this car on the dyno at Josh's to turn it down and making sure that the car runs properly, but we won't be doing any like abuse to this car like we were in the last dyno video when we were trying to break over 1,000. But this car, I am crossing my fingers, will make it to race day. Our track is opening up on the 28th of this month, so I'm very, very excited to be bringing this car down there. I know it's going to be a blast. Josh is bringing his cars. It'll be a huge turnout, which I'm very excited for, and I cannot wait to see how this car performs. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys are as excited as I am that this motor lives to see another day. I am amazed with this BBR Stage X. Obviously, it's the strongest motor he has to offer, but I'm like a good test dummy for this motor. If it hasn't blown up on me yet, it's a pretty damn good motor. I've done so many bad things to this motor and it still lives. So I'm very, very impressed with this motor. Thankful it has not gone on me yet, and we will be able to see a track day.